Welcome to Informatica Cloud B2B Gateway On-Demand course. In this module, we will discuss Managed File Transfer Setup for AS2 endpoint. After completing this module, you will be able to introduce Managed File Transfer application, discuss its features, and define terminologies used in MFT. A renowned firm used to transfer data or files to their partners using FTP protocols. However, they faced issues such as high operational cost, low quality of data transmission, and so on. They were also worried about the security aspects of FTP protocols. To resolve these issues, they configured Informatica Managed File Transfer application, which is an enterprise-level solution that automates, streamlines, and secures file transfer for organizations. It is fully integrated with the Informatica product suite to offer secure, efficient, comprehensive, and auditable data exchange with customers and partners. With its comprehensive features and intuitive interface, Managed File Transfer offers reduced operational costs, improved quality of data transmission, and meet stringent compliance requirements. Managed File Transfer has the following features. It runs on Windows and Unix operating system. This application includes a browser-based administrator interface with a customizable dashboard, advanced graphical components, and drag-and-drop support. MFT supports popular file transfer protocols, including SFTP, SCP, FTPS, HTTPS, AS2, Web Services, SMTP, POP3, and IMAP. It provides client components for connecting to internal and external systems for sending and retrieving files. It also provides server components to allow systems and users to connect to Managed File Transfer for uploading and downloading files. It logs all file transfer activity in a central database with an optional syslog feed. It allows clustering for high availability and load balancing. You can control user access with role-based permissions and extensive security controls. It includes key management tools for open PGP keys, SSH keys, and SSL certificates. It also works with the optional Managed File Transfer Gateway to keep files out of demilitarized zone and close inbound ports into the internal network. Informatica Managed File Transfer can be used for a variety of file transfer needs, including workflow automation, ad hoc file transfers, and document collaboration. It can simplify system-to-system, user-to-system, and user-to-user file transfers. Follow the steps below to log in to Managed File Transfer. From your browser, type the URL where Managed File Transfer is installed, using the format https://hostname:/https port number /Informatica Mft or http://hostname:/http port number /Informatica Mft. Hostname is the hostname or IP address of the Managed File Transfer server. Port number is the port number of the Managed File Transfer server. The default port for HTTP is 8000, and the default port for HTTPS is 8002. For example, http://myserver:8000/Informatica Mft or https://myserver:8002/Informatica Mft. The Managed File Transfer dashboard is displayed after you log into the Informatica Managed File Transfer application. The dashboard provides drop-down menus and links to quickly access features within Managed File Transfer, along with customizable gadgets that display vital system statistics and file transfer activity. Resources are the names and connection properties of the servers and other data sources that Managed File Transfer can interact with. Admin users with the Resource Manager role can create and edit resources. The defined resources can be used within Managed File Transfer by choosing the resource name from the simple drop-down list. Projects can be created in Managed File Transfer to automate any file transfers and business processes for your organization. These business processes are called as workflows. Managed file transfer services are used for inbound connections from your trading partners, customers, and employees. The available protocols are SFTP, FTP, FTPS, HTTPS, and AS2. Managed file transfer implements roles to control access to administrative functions in the product. Logs, reports, and log settings are available to authorize admin users from the Logs drop-down menu. The flexibility in managed file transfer allows you to choose the encryption standard for each file transfer. The System menu provides access to manipulate the settings for how managed file transfer operates within your environment. In this demonstration, the instructor will configure AS2 Server and create a project to move files using AS2 Server in Mft. In this demo, we will set up an AS2 server in Informatica Managed File Transfer application. We will create an SSL certificate for self-certification for the purpose of this demo. Then we will configure the HTTP AS2 service in Mft. After that, we will create a web user and configure the AS2 server. We will configure the host and the client separately. Finally, we will create a project in Mft to move the files using Mft AS2 server. Now let us start with the demonstration. You must install the Informatica Mft on your system to start configuring the Mft. I'll be logging in as an administrator user. First, we will configure the host side. To create an SSL certificate, go to Encryption, and from the drop-down, select SSL Certificate Manager. To change the key store type, click the Open Key Store button. On the Open Key Store page, choose the key store type as default private keys, and click Open. To create a new certificate on the Certificate Manager page, from the New drop-down, select New Certificate. Keep the key type, key size, and signature algorithm values set to their default values. Configure the certificate properties according to the requirement. For this demo, let's enter the values as: for alias, enter infra HTTP server certificate. For common name, enter infra HTTP server. For organization unit, enter demo org unit. For organization, enter demo org. Configure the locality, state, and country fields. Enter a suitable email address, and lastly, the certificate expiration date. To create the SSL certificate, click Save. The self-signed certificate is created successfully. Now let us edit the HTTP AS2 service. Go to Services, and from the drop-down, select Service Manager. Go to the Edit mode of HTTPS AS2. On the HTTPS configuration page, from the navigation area, select the default Listener under Server. Go to the SSL tab. By default, the key store file location is set to Sample Key Store. However, we have created a certificate in the default Private Key Store. So change the key store file location to privatekeys.jks and click Select. Change the key store type to JKS from the drop-down. Select the empty key store provider. From the key alias option, click the ellipsis button. Select the key infra HTTP server certificate and click Select. Click the Export Head Certificate button. Click Save. And click Save. Let us upload the exported certificate in the Trusted Head Certificate section. To do so, go to Encryption and select SSL Certificate Manager from the drop-down. Click Import and from the drop-down, select Certificate. Click the Choose File button and select the certificate infra HTTP server certificate from the location where you have saved the certificate earlier. In the alias field, enter the value as infra HTTP server certificate and click Import. This will add the certificate to the trusted key store of MFT. Note that the circular configuration and self-certification is only for the purpose of this demo. For more information on the actual scenarios, please refer the Informatica Mft documentation. Go to Services and from the drop-down, select Service Manager. Go to the Edit mode of HTTPS AS2. Under the Preferences menu, select AS2. Check the checkbox to enable the AS2. Enter AS2 ID as Infa Mft AS2 and click Save and Finish. The Service Manager page appears. Click the Start Service button for HTTPS AS2. Now we will create a web user in Mft. Go to Users and from the drop-down, select Web Users. Click the Add Web User button. Enter the username as Web User Demo. The web user is essentially created for your external client. As AS2 is a push-only type of file sharing, go to the Authentication tab. Under the Password Generation, click Specify the Password option. Enter the suitable password. Under the Password option, uncheck the checkbox for Force Password Change at Next Logon. Go to the Features tab. Check if you are the fully licensed user. Go to the Folders tab. Check the permissions. Go to the AS2 tab. Enter the AS2 ID as Web User Demo Client 1 and click Save. We will now configure the client side. Go to the Resources tab. Select AS2 servers from the list of available resource types. To add the AS2 server, click the Add AS2 Server button. Enter the name as Infa Mft AS2. Enter the URL as https://443/as2/receive. In the AS2 from ID field, enter the AS2 ID of the web user created earlier, which is Web User Demo Client 1. In the AS2 to ID field, enter the AS2 ID of the AS2 server in HTTPS AS2 configuration, which is Infa Mft AS2. Now go to the Connection tab. Enter the credentials for Web User Demo. To test the configuration, click the Test button. The resource test was successful. Click Save. We will now create a project to share the files using AS2 in Mft. Go to Workflows and from the drop-down, select Project. To create a new project, click the Create a Project button. Enter the name as Send AS2 and click Save. The Project Designer page appears. From the Components library, drill down to Web, and then drag and drop the AS2 underneath the main module. From the AS2 server drop-down, select Infa Mft AS2. From the project outline, right-click AS2 and select Add a File Set. The file set specifies the base directory and the client, where the file is located, which must be sent out to the host using the AS2 setup. Browse to the directory C:\target directory, where you have kept the .edi file generated using the partner outbound flow in Informatica Cloud B2B Gateway, and click Select. Right-click the file set and select Add a Wildcard Filter option. Go to Add and select Include Files. In the wildcard pattern field, enter star.edi and click Save. To validate the configuration, click the Validate button. This setup will move all the EDI files from the directory on the client to the user data directory on the host. To execute the project, click the Execute button. The project execution is finished with no errors. To get the detailed information about the project execution, we can check the project logs. Go to Logs and from the drop-down, select Audit Logs. Under the Service Log section, select AS2. On the AS2 log page, check the status is successful and the message was received successfully. You can also browse to the user data directory on the server and verify that the desired files are transferred. This concludes the demo. This module showed you how you can use Informatica Managed File Transfer application for automated, streamlined, and secure file transfer, and various features provided by Informatica Managed File Transfer application helps you to securely exchange EDI files with your partner through Informatica Cloud B2B Gateway.